Good evening, I'm Danya and this is KiniNews. Muhyiddin Yassin has pleaded not guilty to a sedition charge against him. The charge was over his speech made on the campaign trail of the Negeri by-election.
Perikatan Nasional Chief Muhyiddin Yassin has claimed trial to a sedition charge. He pleaded not guilty after the charge was read to him at the Gua Musang Sessions Court this morning. The charge, which is framed under Section 4(1) of the Sedition Act for committing sedition, was over a speech he gave while campaigning for the Negeri polls on August 14th. His remarks have led to 29 police reports being lodged against him. The speech had also angered the Pahang Palace, which lodged a police report over it. Based on the transcript attached to the charge sheet, the accusation against Muhyiddin is over his remarks in which he lamented how he was not called by the previous king to form the government after the last general election, despite having the support of 115 MPs. However, the transcript provided does not have Muhyiddin identifying the previous king as the Pahang ruler. Instead, from the transcript, Muhyiddin says, "Who was the previous Agong? It is understood, right?" The court set bail at 5,000 ringgit and also set November 4th for case remention.
Still on the topic, Inspector General of Police Razaruddin Hussain has denied that the investigation against Muhyiddin was rushed. He pointed out that probes are normally completed within 7 days. Zahid had also commented on this matter. Let's take a look at what he said.
Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Hamidi has urged everyone not to practice double standards by claiming that the government is unfair when investigations are conducted against them. Zahid said, "The fact is that the Attorney General has the authority to prosecute anyone, including former Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin." When asked for comment, he said, when it happens to them, they claim it is a rush job. However, if it happens to him, they say it is a very comprehensive investigation. Yesterday, Bersatu claimed that the investigation regarding Muhyiddin's speech, which allegedly touched on the credibility of the 16th di-Pertuan Agong, was conducted hastily.
Meanwhile, Lawyers for Liberty has urged the government to repeal the Sedition Act. Its director said the act must be put to rest and not be allowed to haunt our nation any longer.
Lawyers for Liberty has slammed the sedition charge against Perikatan Nasional chairperson Muhyiddin Yassin. In a statement, its director Zahid said it is not seditious to question or criticize the exercise of constitutional power by the king. He said this is because the king is not a feudal ruler in a country that practices constitutional monarchy. Elaborating, Zahid said that in a constitutional monarchy, the exercise of a ruler's power can be debated, questioned, or even criticized. Zahid further said that the charge on Muhyiddin is a clear failure of Pakatan Harapan and a betrayal of their previous promise to repeal the Sedition Act. He pointed out how the coalition was previously accused of disloyalty to the king for questioning the decision to call for an emergency in 2021. He added that those who have been agitating for Muhyiddin to be charged are tainting the very basic structure of our constitution by importing into it feudalism. According to him, using sedition law to stifle criticism to protect those in power makes a mockery of the federal constitution and the rule of law. With this, he urged the government to refrain from using the Sedition Act and take immediate steps to repeal it.
Before we move on, if you like access to news like this and more, consider supporting us and donate to Kinitv by scanning the QR code on the screen. While we are on the topic of the Sedition Act, Hamzah Zainuddin has claimed that the law is being used to intimidate Perikatan Nasional leaders. He added that Bersatu and Perikatan Nasional stand firmly with Muhyiddin against this oppression.
Bersatu Secretary General Hamzah Zainuddin said the Sedition Act charge against Muhyiddin Yassin will not succeed as the former Prime Minister was only stating facts. In a post on Facebook, he also claimed that the law that Pakatan Harapan previously opposed is now being used to intimidate PN leaders. He claimed that what Muhyiddin said during the Negeri by-election campaign is factual, but the Harapan BN government seems uncomfortable when Malaysians learn the reality. He added that Bersatu and PN stand firmly with Muhyiddin in opposing this oppression and upholding the idealism of struggle for a better future for Malaysia. Earlier today, Muhyiddin claimed trial to a sedition charge over his speech. He pleaded not guilty after the charge was read to him at the Gua Musang Sessions Court.
An Umno leader has called on Muhyiddin to follow Najib Abdul Razak's example to step down from his post in Bersatu and PN.
Umno Supreme Council member Muhammad Parzarkashi has told Muhyiddin Yassin to relinquish his post in Bersatu and Perikatan Nasional. In a post on Facebook, he said Muhyiddin should emulate former Premier Najib Abdul Razak, who had stepped down from Umno and BN when the coalition was defeated in the 14th general election in 2008. He pointed out at that time Najib was not even charged, whereas Muhyiddin has multiple strikes under his belt. He said Muhyiddin has been charged with corruption linked to the Jana Wibawa program and was charged today because of a 3R issue. He added that despite this excess baggage, Muhyiddin still wants to retain his positions. Puan also trained his guns and Muhyiddin's ally, PAS, for their silence. Earlier today, Muhyiddin claimed trial to a charge under the Sedition Act over his speech during the campaign period for the Nangiri by-election in Kelantan.
Mahathir's defamation suit against Zahid continued today, with the former Prime Minister stressing that he is a Malay.
Former Premier Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said he is not ashamed to say that he has some Indian blood. However, he said that does not mean that he is not a Malay. Mahathir made the testimony in today's civil court hearing of his defamation suit against Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi. His civil action is over Zahid's speech at the Kelantan Jaya Umno Division meeting on July 30, 2017. Mahathir claimed that during the speech, the Umno president allegedly brought up a copy of an old IC showing the name Mahathir anak lelaki Iskandar Kuti. He claimed that the Kuti allegation made it sound like he was a non-Malay opportunist who pretended to be Malay for political gain. While under cross-examination, he stressed that it is not a matter of whether it is a Malay or Muslim name or not. He said the name is not his real name, and he did not lie. Mahathir explained that while his family roots can be traced to Kerala, India, he never discussed with his family whether it was his father or grandfather who originated from there. He added that his father was born as a Malay from Malaysia.
The search and rescue mission to locate the woman who fell in a sinkhole entered the 5th day today. DBKL said search efforts continued at the endpoint near Pantai Dalam treatment plant.
The use of push rods and crawler cameras in the manhole network from one manhole to the next in front of Wisma Yakin has failed to locate the Indian national woman who fell into the sinkhole that occurred at Jalan Masjid India last Friday. Kuala Lumpur City Hall said the method was employed after jetting procedures on the sewer pipes and manholes had been carried out from yesterday afternoon until 6:30 a.m. today. In a statement, they said that following this, the search and rescue team comprising the Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department, Indah Water Consortium, and DBKL continued their efforts at the endpoint near the Pantai Dalam treatment plant. They said the operation will proceed with flushing and physical inspections of all accessible areas in the search for the woman who was in Malaysia with her family for a vacation. Meanwhile, they added that the search and rescue operations have been expanded to the sidewalk in front of the site of the sinkhole at Jalan Masjid India. Yesterday, Bernama reported that a high-powered sewer jetter machine was being used to break through rock debris in the manhole in front of Wisma Yakin to locate the victim who fell into the sinkhole. It was reported that the camera had detected rock debris believed to be from the sinkhole about 4 meters into the manhole. Today is the 5th day of the search and rescue mission to locate the victim.
That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Dania. Thanks for watching.